Vision that is rooted in empty manifestation is destined to fall. Hey, you guys, my name is Natalie, and I am your host. Thanks for welcoming back to my channel. Today, I'm going to be talking about how your vision directly impacts your business. As a digital marketer that works with neuroscience, oftentimes people believe that I'm only focusing on the psychological part of your buyer, why they're buying, what psychologically emotions were happening, and that's all great and it's extremely effective. But something that I've noticed repeatedly through clients that I keep getting is a lack of vision. We have a destination we want to go, but we don't have a vision of that destination. We think, I want to make $100,000 a year. I want to make six figures because we want to drive the nicer car or live in a nicer place. Or maybe you just want to get out of survival mode. And all that is very important, but you still need a vision to visualize getting to that area, to that season, getting to that destination is going to be a journey. And for us to understand and create a roadmap for that journey so that we're not going in the wrong way, we need to understand the power of manifesting and manifesting in a psychological science way, not just saying, I'm going to make 100K and believing that in 30 days you're going to have 100K. Now, there is a difference between purpose driven and income driven. Most entrepreneurs are income driven and less purpose driven. We have this idea of how we want to impact, but for whatever reason, our situation is right now, we are only thinking about getting out of that situation. And here's the thing, whatever problem you're facing, it is like a big giant bulldozer that is blocking you from seeing that you can go around it, blocking you from seeing other options, blocking you from seeing other ways to get to your destination. And your destination, what's going to fulfill you and produce the income, you have to be able to visualize that and know what that is. And I'm not here to blame anyone or shame anyone because I have done that. There has been a lot of moving pieces in my life that has not allowed me in the past to take on my future as I should. And then I started exploring options that had nothing to do with the future that I want as a digital marketer. I became a barista. I thought about joining the military. I worked at nightclubs, nothing that has to do with a digital marketer, which is where I find fulfillment, understanding science, understudying therapy, and applying it to businesses for other people. I have a natural knack for that. It is definitely something the Lord gave me and gifted me that I don't even have to really think about it. I just always work on excelling my gifts, of course. So we have to identify what is our purpose. That is going to be the first thing. Some of us, if it's in coaching, it'll be encouraging people. And some of us, if it's in working, like if you are a fitness person, it might be helping people come to the best version of themselves through working out. Some of us, it could be working with children. Some can be working, it could be anything. Like there's a million things. But your purpose doesn't necessarily mean it's the only thing. It's just the thing that brings you to life, whatever that is. Now, yes, we can manifest like, hey, I'm going to do this and whatever. But what you really need to do is take the time to sit back and think about what is keeping that vision you have that you are manifesting that's not rooted in income, but in the purpose. What is keeping you from doing that? If you had no limitations, if you had an unexpendable amount of money, if you had no problems, no trauma carrying you back, what are the steps you would have taken to continue still doing this? And that's a loaded question. So today we're going to talk about how do we get to that vision? How do we manifest in a healthy way? How do we bring forth the vision that the purpose that the Lord planted in you from the beginning of time and do it without fear or baggage or trauma? Okay, so let's rewind. So for me, I'm going to use me as an example in all of this because I learned myself before I'm able to teach anybody else. So for me, I have this vision of having a cocktail barista mobile cart. And one of the biggest challenges to get it off the floor is the money, of course. Where am I going to get the funding? I am self-funding. I don't recommend bootstrapping for your business. Life isn't lifing the way I intended for life to happen. But what I like to do is close my eyes and think of this beautiful truck. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to have lights. People are going to be around it. They're going to be laughing. They're going to be drinking. They're going to be interacting. They're going to just be having an amazing time. What made me come with this idea is I love coffee. I love coffee and I love margaritas. And when I wake up in the morning and I smell a fresh cup of coffee brewing, I automatically wake up as the most happiest person, ready to take on the day. Like, forget whatever bad dreams I had, forget what happened yesterday. I am just so excited. And so I would love to deliver that feeling. I'm not selling cups of coffee, I want to sell cups of joy. I want my cart to be in all these different places and for people to know when this cart is here, when this truck is here, people are happy, people are enjoying it. Of course, it's not going to be all roses all the time, but for the most part, it's going to be something that pours out joy. And so, my purpose in that is to bring others joy. Now, the money is it's a byproduct of the vision. Of course, I want to make money, but my purpose for making the money is not because I want to live in a high rise, even though I do. It's not because I love driving an alley, even though I do. It's not because I want my account to be so full, even though I do. I want all these things, but that's not the main goal. Everything else around it is the main goal. So when we start thinking about the issues that we have around it, what is preventing it, and we start saying and believing to ourselves that these issues are not real, because they're not. They're not. If you are lacking support, you can find support. If you are lacking equipment, you can find equipment. There's a lot of excuses we can make about why we're not doing as well as we want to do or why things aren't going the way we want them to go. But that's exactly what they are. They are excuses. And to be honest, when you're moving in that area, you are manifesting failure. You are giving into doubt. You are letting fear have the upper hand. And it's really easy to do because a lot of us, our default settings is in the negative, especially for women of color. We think to ourselves, things should be hard, things should be challenging, things should be difficult, and so forth. And so we live in a constant state of those mindsets. Again, not blaming anyone. I have definitely been there. But my advice is to give yourself the permission to dream. Dream like there's no limitations and write it down. And as you start dreaming without the limitations, make it into a tangible plan. Start small. Most definitely start small. Like maybe all you can do is post about your business. You can't really create reels or you can't really get the gear or get yourself dogged up, but you can't post. You can't start talking about it. Maybe you can't really put $2,000 aside for business, but you can put $5 aside. Start with small things because when you start with the small things, they start to reassure you and you start to build that confidence in yourself that you can do it. And that's what you really got to do. You got to tell your brain that you can't do it. You can do it. You can't be saying this isn't going to work out. And at the same time, telling your brain, I want to make $100,000. It doesn't regulate the dysfunction. It's just going to lean in what you've learned already because that's how our brain operates. It learns from our past. However, we're not trying to repeat patterns. We're trying to break free from them. So you have to break free from saying the limitations. You have to break free from looking at them and letting them stop you. So there's this thing called I'm just reading my notes, the self-determination theory. And it explains what true motivation comes from. And it's from freedom, autonomy, competence, growth, and relatedness, which is connection and impact. So, something I like to do with freedom, I like to take freedom and do little things that are free. Like, as a Caribbean child, it's not really appreciated to just sit around and not do anything. But now at 31, some days I like to give myself an hour of not doing anything. That is practice of freedom. And then in it, I want to panic because I'm like, I'm not doing anything. I need to do something. I need to be working on my business. I mean, how dare me sit around when I have bills to pay, or I have this project to turn in, or I have whatever the case is. So I like to practice that first, to teach myself, to teach my brain that it is okay to do those things. All right, competence growth. So what that means is, like I said, just doing things that forces you to grow, for one. Doing things even though you have limitations that seem like they're beyond your means, you still doing them, still attempting them. Eventually you'll conquer them and you'll grow in those seasons. Like that resistance is to help you grow. Don't avoid it. Try to work through it, no matter what it is that you're facing. Try to work through it. And the last one is relatedness, connection, and impact. And we talked about that. Really just transferring like the joy or whatever emotions that you want people to experience when it comes to your business or to your idea or to your thought. These are tangible ways that you can manifest, that you can have faith, essentially. I know in the Christian community, like the word manifest has been hijacked by what do you call it? New Age. But it really is. It's really having faith in spite of the circumstances and moving in that. Eventually, it will become your default setting in your mind that things are going to work. When you start thinking that way and you start moving that way, things will work. And then you will start seeing the product or the fruit of your labor. So, if you're someone who is struggling to change your mindset, to hijack your mindset and to start manifesting in a positive way, take your time today to just write out your goals, shut your brain, stay grounded, take deep breaths, and tell your brain what it's feeling and seeing, because that will help it get grounded. And once you get to that place that you feel stable, start dreaming of the things that you really want. Write them out and make a small plan. Make a small plan, and even when you fail, do it again. The more you do it, the easier it will become to visualize it. It's gonna be scary, but the more you do it, you'll be able to visualize it clearer. And when you're able to visualize it clear, then you're able to move on to the next step, where people will start buying or start booking or start working with you like crazy, because it'll be innate in you, your success, before it ever manifested or before it ever produced on the outside. So I hope this video was helpful. Be sure to like and comment and follow me on Instagram for more tips. I'll be back tomorrow with another 10 minutes update of some things we can be doing to work and grow as individuals in our business and reach our 6-figure years.